All right, good morning, everybody, and for all those entering that happy independence to each and every one of you, and give yourself a round of applause for showing up on for what most people would consider a public holiday, and not to get too much into it, but you know I was talking with Chris earlier on, and he was saying what is a public holiday for us? Every day kind of comes like a holiday ever since we got started with this company because we never had to go to work for anybody once we've learned this skill. So happy independence. Give yourself a round of applause for, showing up on what is considered a public holiday. But you can make every day a holiday when you have independence over your finances versus being dependent on somebody to give you a salary or a paycheck at the end of the week, end of the month. You can determine how much money you want to make every single day when you learn this skill set of forex trading and take the independence into your own hands. So, that's what we're here for this morning. Guys, I wanna get straight into it today. I wanna get just jump into it. What I want to show you guys is a bit of simplicity. Why I choose this particular tool, why some of us love it so much, is because how simple it has forex trading for us. How cool would it be if you could, gain about 600 plus pips comfortably for the week? How would you feel if, you could earn at least 600 pips, which is like about 60% if you use proper risk? We have some ambitious ones that tend to go overboard too, but 60% of your account for the week. Is that good for you guys? Let me know in the chat box. How many of you are good with 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%? What is a good percentage for you for the week? Anthony said 100%. Max says the more the merrier. Sometimes you need to set some targets as to what you want to accomplish for the week too. So hey, I'm good. Or I say he like Anthony. You want to get 100%. So why I ask that is because, as you know, we document almost every single thing that we do. And, I just looked at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades for the whole week this week, me personally. And the pip count on that was 632 pips. This is the breakdown on each one of the trades. Now, let me show you what those trades look like before and after. GBP CAD, this was it before. What are you guys seeing there as the before? Scanner said to buy. It is at a reversal zone. And it now breaks out of the trend line, right? That's it. Let me know if you guys seeing that. That's pretty simple, right? This was the after. Same reversal zone, same break of the trend line. It went straight up to TP3 plus. This was 160 pips. This was GBP CAD. This was just a wider shot of it. Of the before, that is. Price reversal zone. Price call back within the zone. It's kind of calling for a buy. You just take the buy from there. It makes sense. This was another one. This was, let me zoom in up for you guys a little bit. This was Euro JPY before. Again, price stopped here. We had a gap. Price opened back up. We had this area being respected again. I saw this area here, and I say, you know what? If price gets on this side, that's where I'm gonna buy it from. Let me know if you guys are seeing that and that made sense to you. Let me also know if it doesn't make sense to you too. All right. That was the before. This is the after. Price broke out, came back down, right where we wanted to buy it from. You could have buy it from there. Yeah, it did consolidate for a while, but then it got straight back up to TP3 as over here. Sometimes we don't control what the market does, but hey, right here alone, I mean, if I was trading this and that basically would have been out right here. I missed this trade, by the way. But if I was in it and I see this kind of happening, I would have more than likely been out. I might have missed this entire move straight up to TP3, which was I believe was, I have it here. Let me see. That was what? Their JPY, that was just 60 pips. But I would have caught at least half of it, which was 30 pips or more, which is bad. Then we have this one. So this is Euro GBP. And yeah, that's it. Trend line going up. All I looked at here was that, let me see if I can zoom. Oh no, I don't have enough. All I looked at here was that this kind of called for a buy. We have price trending down. I see it, this trend happening here, this particular black trend line. And I just decided that once price gets on this side, I'm gonna buy it. I don't think that it had anything for me to pull a wider zone to show support or show resistance or show a price reversal. That's why I probably just had this line drawn. But that's all I was looking at. What I'm showing you guys here is that you keep it simple on this scanner and you're gonna have major results. I just looked at this line and I see, hey, if it break out from this line, it's gonna get to this next trend line. I anticipated that it's gonna get to here and then go up. That was what was making sense to me. Let me know if this before is making sense to you, or if you all have any questions on it. All right, guys. Let me know quickly through the chat because today's session is gonna be condensed, and we're looking to wrap up by at least, 11:30 for the latest, like latest. So even before that. So does this before make sense to you on your GBP? Why I look to buy at this particular point? I saw price trending down. 1, 2, 3, bunch of different points that I see price trending down. And then I see it drop from here, so I have another trend line here. So I decide that anytime price gets on the right side of this, that's when I'm gonna buy. It's at the entry, even better yet for me. Let me show you guys what happened next. Same trend lines, right? Price trended down, broke from the trend line. Look at what happened. Went up, same zone, shoot all the way up. Didn't go to this trend line as I wanted and then break out. It just went up. But at least it was in the buy. So it didn't matter if it went diagonally up or it went straight up. And this trade was how much? Euro GBP, that was 90 pips. That was just 90 pips at take profit trade. That wasn't 90 pips to the top of the wick or anything like that. That was 90 pips from take profit trade. So that was Euro GBP. Then this is another one. How does this one look for you? This is Euro NZD. All I did was just have a price, well, basically a price reversal zone. I'm gonna call it a resistance zone, but that's all I had over here. Yeah. And I am basically was looking to sell it. Did I have any trend lines with it? No, I didn't. Why? It's because if you had a trend line, it would have basically come quite somewhere over here. That would have been probably a safer setup, but hey, if I see a strong point at price reach and it drop, price come back up and it drop. If price is back up here again, what is what is more likely to happen at this point? It's more than likely that price is gonna drop again, right? Let me know if that makes sense to you. Let's get some interactions from others as well. Okay, so Alvin said we're not looking for a break and retest. That's what I'm getting at, Alvin. It's that not all the time you're gonna look for a break and a retest. Not all the time you need to have a trend line drawn to the last push, the last leg, or even the C to D formation of this scanner. Not all the time you need that. This scanner already I've been noticing that from this scanner. Yeah, not all the time that you need it, but you need to know when to use it and when you basically could not use it. That's where your sentiment trading coming, meaning how you basically feel about it. So like me, I'm like, hey, this looks good to me. Price literally rejected this point, it rejected this point, it rejected this point. Think about the world of trading like it's actually money we're dealing with. So in Trinidad, our currencies has never broken the $7 mark to the US, right? We always like 6.7, 6.6, 6.77, 6.68, whatever around there, right? So we know anytime it reaches like 6.8, it tends to drop back down to probably about 6 point something, right? Same thing here. Price is at 1.75. Price would typically drop back down from this point. Not getting too in depth into it, but you just want to keep it simple, right? Can you show when to use it and when not to use it? Yeah. So this bias was off of 3 previous respect. Oh, Latoya asks, can you show? Can you show when not to use it? When to use it? Sure, I'll show that just now. Price asks, so this bias was off of 3 previous respect zone. 3 previous respect of the zone. Yeah, that's all. That's all I really went on there. 3 previous respect of this zone from this picture. Probably it had more in the past, but over here, that's all. Man. I was like, yeah, I like this. Price was back then. It took all this time to get back up here. It dropped. It took all this time to get back up here. So I'm like, hey, if price breaks this soon, what do you think is gonna happen? If it breaks it to the upside, what do you think is gonna happen? It's basically gonna do something like this, right? It's gonna go up, come down, and then go back up, right? That's basically what it's gonna do, right? So I'm like, hey, if this thing goes up, I have my stop loss to knock me out. If this thing goes up and come back down, well, then I could exit this trade right over here, which is basically my break even. So basically I entered off. One, this kind of giving me the setup. Two, I had previous respect of this zone. So I know that, hey, anytime price gets within the zone, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking to sell it because, this is what happened in the past. Let me show you guys what happened after this. Price dropped. Then price came back up to the same zone again and it dropped. So this was 130 pips move from this entry here. And then this was 140 pips move to this point here. More than likely, probably next week when the market opens, it may get down to 173.46. More than likely, may happen or it may not happen. Latoya was asking if I could show when to use it and when not to use it. Well, let me bring it back. Latoya, in this case, right? Based on what I was looking at was this. If I had to use a trend line here, I may have drawn it like this, right? And that would have been the trend line there. And if I took another one, it would have been like, okay, let me try and do this. It would have been like this, right? So I need price to make all this move down, come back here for me to enter for a sell. I'm like, nah, I'm going to pull the trigger for this. That's me making that decision for myself. I'm like, I'm going to take that risk and pull the trigger and enter this trade right where it is. As you can see, it was a good decision for me. Now, based on the previous, it would have broken the trend line and probably give you the retest here before it made it big 140 pip move down. So like here, if we really check it from over here, this probably would have been it here. And you would have gotten your break and retest over here. So break and retest of the trend line works Nothing is wrong with that. It gives you a safer entry. But sometimes you could just make a decision and enter off of it. So the break and retest is good. But, you know, for instance, this break and retest, I'm not too sure what time it happened, but I was looking at this at around midnight. I was zooming up less now so you could see the time. Around midnight. So I just decided, hey, midnight, I don't know, wait for this thing to get to here. Probably might get to here when I'm asleep. I'm good. I'm gonna take the risk and enter offer for that. I have enough confirmations. So what you want to do is you want to have enough confirmations before you enter any trade. You have enough confirmation. My confirmation was one, this cannot call for itself. Two, I see respect of that particular price reversal zone. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go for it because I already know that that entry is a fib level. Already have all the bunch of fanciness that the scanner does in the background. So I'm good. It's either I win or I lose. I'm already putting what I'm risking, right? Now, this was one example as to when I use it and when I don't. If you look at this particular trade, this trade is when I will definitely use a trend line. See, when I see the market trending down and I could form a trend line close snug like this, I'm only gonna buy only when it breaks this because it's right here. You see, at this point, the market could just drop from this trend line and continue dropping. But I know if it's on the right side of this trend line, it's typically gonna go up. So in a case like this, that's how I'm gonna use the trend line. Versus the other trade just now, the trend line would have been too far off, so it's not really usable for me at that moment. It's usable if I'm waiting for the break and retest. Let me know if you getting that. Let me know if anybody have any questions on that as to when I'll use it, when I won't use it. All right, cool. So we got that, and then this was another one. I'll just show you guys this lastly, and then we just jump into the scanner itself. AUD CAD. What do you guys think about seeing AUD CAD? This is everything right there. Will you buy from that point? Would you wait? What would you do? So we have one. Max is ready to buy. Sierra is waiting. What about the rest of you guys? Latoya is waiting. Camille is waiting. Rick is waiting. All right, let me know what you guys are waiting for now. Now that we see many of you are gonna wait, what are you waiting on? Shrek says you want to see a reverse home. What about the rest of you guys? If you're gonna wait, what you gonna wait on? I think you guys, let me give you enough information. This is the time and everything. What are you gonna wait on? No, that's not the time for this picture. That's a different. Where's the time for this picture? Oh man, that's not the time for this picture. So Alvin waiting for the next candle. Sarah waiting for break out the first trend line. Alvin wanna see if it breaks his zone. Latoya wanna see a break and retest. Latoya, what do you wanna see a break and retest of? Zone, the trend line? What? Alright. While you guys type that, let me show you what happened next. This is what happened next. So the break and retest for people who are waiting on that, this is what happened. One candle down, one candle up, next candle up, hit the trend line, did what? It reversed a little bit. And if you look at something, it reversed. I don't want to draw that again. But if you go sideways, it reversed in an area that was presently resistance, that became support right here. And then it continued going up. You see, what I'm showing you guys is this. Break, retest, respect, all those things are good if you want to be, you know, ultra sure and safe on your entry. But you want to notice what happened in the past. In the past, price got down one candle and then shoot back up with the same candle in the same hour. Price got down here with one candle. I'm not too sure if you've seen the red candle there. And then the next candle shoots straight back up. Price got down with one candle, down with another. But with this next candle, it shoot all the way back up. Price got down. And then with another just one candle, all the way back up. Price got down with one candle, got back up with another candle. Down here, well, the pattern kind of hiding it, but it went back up, right? But again, down with one candle, up with another. When you're trading, what I'm showing you is that this kind of works pretty good on its own. You just apply some confirmations to it and your own sentiment, and you'll be able to have some great success. I didn't wait on any retest. I didn't wait on any respect. I'm like, hey, these things look good to me. I'm gonna enter it. Price reverse all these points. Now, if I had explained that to you without you seeing it, Would you take the buy or would you take the sell? Like, let's say I'm saying on a phone call, I'm looking at AUD card right now, and every time I see it get to this particular price point, which is 89156, it immediately rejects within one candle move. As the next candle open up, every time price got to this point in the last, however long, it immediately rejects and it goes into a buy, or it goes into the opposite direction. The scanner also is calling it for a buy at this particular point. What would you do if I am on the phone with you and I'm telling you that, hey, I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times price got to this point and it got immediately rejected. The scanner is now calling a buy at that very same point. I see a strong reversal zone at that point. If I'm on the phone with you, what would you do? Would you consider buying it or would you consider waiting? With just that information. Now check this out, right? We get buy, 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 buy. There's sufficient info to buy, buy, right? But that's the same information you're seeing with your eyes. But before, it was wait, 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 wait. And then it was like retest, break the zone, this, that, and the other, right? What I'm showing you guys here now is that you are, you're allowing your eyes to play tricks on you. I've learned very early that too much information in trading works against you, because you have so much knowledge now that you're looking and you're looking and you're looking and you're looking for it to do X, Y, and Z before you could make a decision. And guess what? The market now waiting for you to make a decision. So you have so much information, and guess what? All the information works. Everything you learn so far works, but it works in its own space. So if you're following a particular educator and they're teaching you a particular way, you follow that alone exactly how they show you it. Don't try mixing it with somebody else. It doesn't make a good recipe. So you see the difference in just one trade? Before I explained it, everybody was going to wait. And then everybody's going to wait for a specific thing to happen. And then that specific thing did not happen. Then when I just say, hey, let me call you and give you some information based on what I am seeing. You're not seeing it, but you're hearing it. So by you hearing it, it makes the world of sense. And you're going to be able to get into that trade by just hearing that information. Well, it's the same information you're looking at, but because you're looking at it from different angles, it messes you up. Okay, somebody said, sometimes as a new trader, if you're not proficient enough on the MT4, you miss the trade. That's all right. I mean, how much you gonna miss the trade by? If you miss it by a few pips, go ahead and enter it. Go ahead and enter it. That's all right. I'm not saying that a trade is in 20, 30 pips, profit, you now going to enter. That's really missing a trade. But 5 pips, 10 pips, that's no big deal. On this type of trading, I mean, some other traders, 10 pips is their entire trade. They don't hit take profit at 10 pips. So you don't want to miss a trade like that and then try to enter. So, guys, I wanted to share this with you in the first half hour of this call. We're about 8 minutes, probably throw the little questions and little vibes at the start of the session, but let's jump into the actual scanner now. Not the before and after shots that I have here of it, but you guys understood based on what we shared so far, right? Because all these trades, this is as simple as I was this week. This was one trade. This was the second trade. This was the third trade. This was the fourth trade. This was the fifth trade. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. And I missed this one. I didn't get to enter this one. So keep it simple. Learn what to do with this scanner and you know what to do when you have to do it. So 5 trades for the week. Live life easy, right? Friday. I mean, guys, can't get easier than this. So, all right. You guys seen this scanner now, right? Just let me know that you all are seeing this scanner. Okay, cool. So let's just go for the first pair. I mean, I don't really use M15 charts. Like, I do. Euro JPY. I think we were looking at this in one of our past trades, right? Yeah. This is the one that had the gap. So, I mean, this is really just ranging right now. But I want to buy this. Not really. This is one of the trades that, again, if you don't feel good about it, you leave it alone. This is when, your sentiments come in. My sentiments on this is like, nah, I don't wanna bother with this. Anybody have any trades that they were looking at before that you all wanna go over? I have Euro JPY. Yeah, you could potentially buy. It's been downtrending for quite some time. Could just be a retracement scan too. AUD card. Right, this was the same AUD card that we was just talking about, right? Alright, so Traders Way doesn't have anything. Let me look at Hot Forex. Same limited options. UNC, GBP AUD. I don't think I looked at this. Alright, GBP AUD. Most of you, this is how it's gonna come up on your screen. For the RSI and everything, I don't like using the RSI, so I always hide it. What you wanna do is zoom your charts out. Now, this looks like a good trade for me. Off the bat. Why? I see, hey, price got to this zone, it goes up. If price is below this zone, it drops. Let me know if you see in that as well. All you want to do is look at where price is reversing from. Price is reversing from here. That's where you want to be. That's all the information you really need. I mean, you could come all the way back if you want, but that's the information you really need right here. And my zone just disappeared. So, looking at this zone. Now this is a wide zone, but I'll just slim it down to right here. And why is because it's above it here, it's below it over here. So how does this look for you guys? You guys got the information on this side, right? Kind of see why I chose this zone, right? Let me know if you guys understood that why I chose this zone, so we can move forward. Because hey, we did set out to teach you guys how to master this particular tool this month, but we had a lot of hiccups this month. No big deal, but it's not that hard. It's just simple. All right, cool. So coming forward now, I see that if price is below this point, it's going to tend to stay below. If it's in this zone, well, it tends to consolidate a bit to make a decision where it wants to go. So price is above it, it stays above. Price is above it, it stays above. Price is above it, it stays above. Above it, it stays above. What do we expect over here to happen? What do you think is going to happen over here? It's about to probably what? Go up, go down, not too sure. Waiting to see. Potentially stay above. Rihanna say up. I say potentially above. Well, market kind of closed here. Market didn't close in this zone, but we would expect that it's potentially going to go up. Now, if I'm using a trend line, I'm going to just use this trend line to see where it's going to potentially go. If it's going to go up, I see every time that price gets to this point, it drops. Gets to this point, it drops. Come back around here, it drops. Back to here, it drops. So right here, if it's dropping from this point and then it dropped down, I could use a trend line that looks like this. I could. I'm just connecting my points. I want to see something though. Nope. I'll keep it like this. So this is where I'll use a trend to see, what is really going on with this. Let me see another thing. The market is trending up as well, right? Market is going up. Let me see the trend that it's following. Take the lowest point. Let me see how this one is. No, I'll typically use this. And then if this is the last point that I am seeing, I'll just use an next trend line from here and I'll just connect these other points. Now check this out. This zone here. We also see a respect of this zone as potentially a area that price is reversing from too, right? I'm just looking at this zone in case price breaks through this zone, where it's gonna go. More likely it's gonna come to this zone here. Sorry. you guys want to do in a case like this is when the market opens, see what's up. See what this candle does when the market opens. If it's on the right side of this trend line, then yeah, you guys are good to go. If it's on the left side, be a bit wary as to what is happening in this way. But at this point, where it is, we need to see it in this zone for us to make a decision as to what we want to do. Nice. So Ronaldo say, he don't think that it's gonna go lower. I mean, I think we just have to wait and see where where price gets at when it opens, but this is what we're looking at. Over here for it to go. So one of those trades that I will use a trend line for my entry. I want to see price on this side. This is probably what some other traders will look at as a like a wedge. They're waiting for the breakout for the bigger move up to the upside. But hey, as I say, that's if you want to learn that. There's fantastic educators on IML TV. You see, nice thing about IML TV, guys, is that you have a specific trader that teaches you whatever you want to learn in Forex. If you want people that teaches you, breakouts with wedges and whatever, you're gonna find specific educators to teach you those specific things. I just like to use this tool. That's why I always show you guys how to use it. I like to use this tool and I believe in it, so that's why it works with me. For you guys, find something that you like. Not because I like this, you have to do this. If you like this, then yeah, I could teach you how I do this. But find something that you like and follow that one person. So me, I like this zone, this first zone here, and I'm gonna take this buy once it gets on the right side of this trend line. I'll put it green. Green is too bright. I'll just leave it black. You guys know. Once it gets on the right side here, this is what you want to enter off of. And that's how simple it's going to be. You guys got that? Any questions on this? All of this down here is really unnecessary. It's just me looking to see, any other potential zones that could break this point. As just because I saw this trend happening, but because this trend is, happening within the market, as you can see here, touch, price might go up, touch this trend line, come back, touch this one, break out, and then continue, then you get the bigger move. That's what potentially might happen. We don't know, but that's potentially what could happen. So I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. I'm also gonna save this. All right, so nobody got any questions. Let's look at something else. It is just you finding proper zones. All right, so Euro NZD. Scanner is calling it for a buy at this point. All you need to do, zoom your charts out and be like, okay, what is happening in the market? Market is uptrending, so that is cool. Let's zoom it back out now. Do we have anything here? No. All the relevant information for this entry is right here. But first, let me check something out before I look at that too. Let me see this trend. I like to look at trends. I like to see it with the market because I've always found that with these trend lines, market typically comes back and meet it eventually. Sometime. Like I don't expect the market to come and meet this anytime soon, but who knows? I've also seen with news. Yeah, and sometimes you see some erratic move with news. When I have these trend lines drawn, I realize that it always, even if it makes a big spike, stops right there and then goes back. So I wouldn't really even consider this. See, your trend lines are good, but sometimes it just doesn't make sense in the trade setup that you're looking at the point in time. So like there, it doesn't make sense. I like this zone. What about you guys? What do you think about this zone? No big, no big deal, right? Price got to this point, it dropped. Got to this point, drop. In this zone, drop. Back in this zone, drop. Back in this zone, drop. Get above this zone, went up. Below this zone, it dropped. Got above the zone, went up. Right now, it's above this zone. So typically, we're gonna look for it to continue going up. Hopefully. Now, I like this trend that I'm seeing here though. Like we have this thing that's going up. We're seeing if we can find a trend that the market is really moving in to validate a continuation of a trend. If not, we just go off our zones. That could potentially work. I just like to make more sense of what I'm doing. So I'm gonna look at that. That makes sense to me. I see here, market went up, down. From this point, it went straight up. And then it came back to our point, and it started following a trend going up. So I like this. See, anywhere it's going to touch this trend line is a area that price is going to reverse from. So this is one point that I could touch this trend line and follow it, the trend. Or look at this. This is another point, and price reverse from here, it reverse from here, it reverse here, it reverse here, here, and here. And it's lining up with the trend line here. So either way, it could work on any one of these zones. And that's how you keep this thing pretty simple, If you want to add a further confirmation to this, this is going to be it. Price dropped, went up, and now it's actually coming down. This is your further confirmation for this trade. Not this one, I just kind of did that. Trying to line it up good for you guys. But you guys get in, right? Cool. That's it. Price on the right side above this trend line, or just on the right side of this one. They're good to go. So I'll change this one to green, or make it a bit thicker. A bit dark in the green. Oh. Whatever, you guys get the point. And that's it. I mean, really and truly, that's it. If you guys really have mastery on this particular tool, that's it. Find zones that price is reversing from. Identify them. See that price is respecting those zones. You see, these trades are not like the other trades that I showed you in my pictures before, where it was the lowest points, so that hey, if price really got to there, you could have just buy off of these zones. These trades, we have this zone right here, we have this zone right here, and then I could show you that we have another zone right here, right? It's stuck. But when you have market conditions like this, you have areas where price could find its way. So what you want to do is add confirmations to your potential entries. So that's where you have added confirmations. This is where, like where Latoya was asking, where would I use it? This is where I would use it for market conditions like this. But if it was like this, remember we looked at the same trade, right? And we sold from right here. Remember this was the same trade that we looked at, right? And we sold it based on this move alone, down, down. Well, guess what? It's coming back up now. I would just go off of this, and this kind of giving me the information. But when it's like this, you want to add some confirmations to your entries. This is where people, would say that, hey, I tried to use this scanner and it didn't work for me. Well, you just didn't know how to use it. So let me know if that made sense to you guys. Let me know if you have any questions based on this. Alright guys, we have just a couple more minutes and I want to answer any questions that you all have. It's gonna put those arrows there so you know the direction that we're looking at. Anybody have any more questions? Anything? I want to make sure that you guys get in any questions that you have, because as I said, we're gonna wrap this up pretty soon. So the card, did we look at this? Oh yeah, that's why. It's already there. Alright, so that's probably about it. If we have to go so far down the list for a trade setup, that means that there isn't much. Let me show you guys something as to why I tell you I like trend lines. Let me use this for an example. If you look at this, the market started here, went up, came back down within the same spot, and then it started trending up, right? You guys saw that? Alright, let me show you. So, just for those who haven't seen it. That's what I'm talking about there. Now, when you look at this, all right, my trend line stuff. When you look at this, market is eventually gonna get back to this trend line sometime. If you take a point from a trend line from the last time I touched that point, and you just follow this trend go up, you see typically, what do you think is gonna happen here? When the market comes around this trend line area here, what do you think is more than likely to happen? Market meet the trend and reverse. Anybody else? Anybody else have any ideas of what they think is gonna happen at that blue zone? So it's kind of called for a buy, right? If you guys are in this buy, just see, now we can zoom it up, right? You're already in this buy. You analyze this area and you bought off of this, right? It hit take profit 1, it hit take profit 2, it hit take profit 3. Let's say you're still in this trade and you're holding it for a buy. Well, it already broke this area over here, right? So if it's below this area, it typically is gonna continue going down, right? This first one here. Let me change this to orange. If it breaks this orange zone, which it did, it typically is gonna continue coming down. Now, if it comes down, you're in a buy, so you want it to go up. That's if you're holding it for longer, right? You're trailing your stops and you going for, as much as you can get. What you want to see happening is this. If price gets to this point and it respects it and it continues going up, that is fine. That's what you're looking at. But if you're in a buy and your stop loss is probably down here still, for whatever reason that might be, I don't know. I'm just saying. And you see this happen, this is where you want to exit your buy. Like close off with whatever profits you have now and walk away, because you're seeing that market is now looking like it want to shift. And again, this is where your trend lines really come in to help you out, because we could have had this trend line drawn up ever since we first analyzed this trade for a buy way back. All right, that was just on the 29th, right? Which was, I think, Thursday. Since Thursday. Oh, we know, hey, if this happens, it's going to continue going up. If this happens, it more than likely it's going to continue going down, right? So this is why I say, these trend lines, they help you out in the long run. So guys, we're a little bit after 11. I want to really and truly open it up to see if you guys have any questions that you want to ask, because we want to wrap this session up pretty early today. And secondly, we don't have much on the scanner anymore to look at. But let me know if you guys have a clearer picture of what you should be doing when you're utilizing this scanner. Let me know if you guys understand what you're looking for. Let me know if you understand when to use, these trend lines, when you should, just pull the trigger based off of zones, the way you don't need a trend line to be broken and where you don't need to wait on a retest. Much clearer, much clearer. I'm good, thanks. Okay, what about the rest of you guys? Remember, I always say I could only, gauge what we're doing based on, the results and the responses from you all. So Toya is good, Max is clearer, Cindy is clearer, Alvin is good. Nalu is good. Does anybody have any questions at all? Like, I don't know, whatever you probably need to figure out. And keep in mind this, guys, this is what you're really looking for. Support resistance, or also known as your price reversal zone. Find a trend line, look for the retest. You get all those things to line up, you are as solid as it gets. Sometimes you don't need some of them, sometimes you don't need all of them. Sometimes you just need a few of them. But you use that and apply it to the scanner and you're gonna have the success. So the scanner is as good as it gets by itself, but when you add a few simple confirmations to it, you make it that much better. All right, so seeing that nobody has any more questions, ladies and gentlemen, it was an absolutely fantastic session with you guys. As I said to everybody at the beginning, give yourself a round of applause for showing up on Independence Day for your skill set to give you independence. For those who jump on a bit late and miss that part, I'm going to share back again because of the simple fact of this. Most people consider here in Trinidad, Independence Day is a public holiday, but guess what? It's a Saturday. So it was already a holiday for many, but a Saturday, it's Labor Day week for Latoya. Fantastic. Latoya, we need to get you labor free. So the thing about it is this. What some people are celebrating independence of the country, but what about celebrating your financial independence? We have the ability to be financially independent, meaning that you are not dependent on anybody paying you a salary at the end of the day, at the end of the week, or at the end of the month for skill sets or labor that you put in. You put in your labor and you apply your skill set to this world of forex trading, and you will have your financial independence. When you have your financial independence, Sunday could fall on a Monday. Who cares? It doesn't matter. You could trade. Guys, like everybody's always have to remind me what is a holiday. Because for the last 3 years, it didn't matter to me what day was a holiday. Because we dictate what we want to do every single day. So you all have the ability to do great things. I want to leave you all with that today. You all have the ability to do great things. You all just need to put in the time, effort, and energy, and then everything becomes easy as it goes along. Happy Independence to everybody. Happy Labor Day, week for Latoya. And guys, have a fantastic Saturday. Go enjoy the time with your families. Not everybody is free, but go enjoy the time with your families. That should be a little motivation for you all to get free. So with that being said, guys, it was an honor and privilege to be sharing with you guys today. I do wish everybody, a fantastic week ahead. And for those of you who, actually applying it, post your results in 10 Chairman 10s. Let's see it. It doesn't make sense we're doing sessions, teaching you guys, and you're not seeing the results from it. Post the results. Post your charts. Post your befores. Post your afters. Let's hype it up. So, with that being said, guys, this is me saying good day, goodbye. Latoya said Labor Day for me is more partying and having fun. You go have a blast, Latoya. You go have a blast. But everybody in Trinidad, I think any holiday, Diwali is a day to party for some. Eid is a day to party for some. Shouta Baptist is a day to party for some. We have religious holidays that turns into fetes for anybody. That is Trinidad for you. So, guys, this is me saying good day, goodbye. Have a fantastic week ahead.